In the last 50 years, the use of artificial food dyes has increased by 500%. Many food dyes that often don't get noticed by consumers in the United States are often banned in multiple countries, leading me to believe that we should follow suit due to the negative effects of consuming these petroleum-based artificial food dyes. A few points I will be covering are artificial food dyes being proven to have a link in hyperactivity in children, some common dyes being found to have carcinogenic materials in them, and artificial food dyes frequently triggering allergic reactions. So the first topic I'll be covering is the link between the consumption of artificial food dyes and hyperactivity in children. According to wellnessmama.com, the average child consumes 35 milligrams of artificial food dyes daily, and it is estimated that some children consume 3 to 4 times that amount on a daily basis. Also, according to healthline.com, researchers at Southampton University found that there is a genetic component that determines how food dyes affect a child. And some children are more sensitive than others when it comes to being affected by hyperactivity, and there are other variables involved, such as the presence of ADHD in the child. These dyes are used solely to enhance the color at a more cost-effective margin for the manufacturer, even though what they're using in their products is often causing people harm in the long run. Next is the fact that many food dyes that are commonly found in food in the United States have been shown to contain carcinogens. According to eatingwell.com, some studies have found that common food dyes such as Red 40, Yellow 5, and Yellow 6 have no evidence of being linked to an increase in cancer. However, an animal study using Blue 2 found an increase in brain tumors when the subjects were exposed to different amounts of this artificial food dyes. The dyes Red 40, Yellow 5, and Yellow 6, however, have been found to contain carcinogens, but at a low enough rate that it is presumed to be safe. And for my visual aids here, I have the ingredients of Pop-Tarts in the United States, and ours include Red 40, Yellow 6, and Blue 1, and the UK's version, they use a beetroot red and paprika extract instead of artificial food dyes, and those are much safer to eat. And then these are M&Ms, and here we have the US's, and once again, they use Blue 2, Yellow 6, Yellow 5, Blue 1, Red 40, and then over here, this is what they use in Canada. They've outlawed these harmful artificial food dyes, and they use a more natural alternative. Now, why would we allow anything to be added to our food that can cause cancer, especially when it is something as pointless as an artificial food dye that we have alternatives for, that other countries are currently using, and that we could easily adapt, but it's more about the greed of these companies. Another problem that these unnecessary artificial food dyes create pertains to allergic reactions that some people might have from consuming these dyes. Many of the products in the US that contain artificial food dyes are often marketed towards children, and they are the most susceptible to allergic reactions from these dyes. According to Stephanie Watson, people who experience chronic hives and swelling experienced reactions when exposed to these artificial food dyes. And then, according to ncbi.com, tartrazine, which is found in the dye Yellow 5, has been linked to allergy-based asthma attacks in children. So that's just another reason why we should not be allowing these things. When we have healthy alternatives such as beetroot red and paprika extract, why do we still continue to allow manufacturers to use these artificial dyes that prove to be potentially dangerous to particularly susceptible members of the society? And then, in conclusion, many food dyes that often don't get noticed by consumers in the United States are often banned in multiple countries such as the UK and Canada, leading me to believe that we should follow suit due to the negative effects of consuming these petroleum-based artificial food dyes. I covered artificial food dyes being proven to have a link to hyperactivity in children, some common dyes being found to have carcinogenic materials in them, and artificial food dyes frequently triggering allergic reactions. After hearing this, I hope you agree that we have to make a push to ban these artificial food dyes when they offer no nutritional value to the consumer and they only offer value to the manufacturer when they look to cut corners and save a buck at the expense of others' health. Thank you.